Hey everybody, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are not getting sick of these ink haul videos and ink swatch videos because I still have a lot of inks to swatch, and it's also 30 inks, 30 days this month, so there is a lot of inking this month. But this session is made possible by Pam. I love it when I saw her at the San Francisco Pen Show, and she basically just handed me a bag of ink samples. And I think there were 17 or 18 ink samples in there, which was crazy. I think that was how many, but Pam did the same thing to me actually at the San Francisco Pen Show last year, and I'm just so grateful. But also Pam is just the sweetest, so thank you, Pam. And I took your advice, but also my own advice. You can see here there are strips of paper here rather than individual squares, and this took me like 1/10 of the time it would have taken me to do all the individual squares. But anyway, here I am with another ink swatching video. I have my Galen leather notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. I have 6 strips of different types of paper: Rhodia, Regalia, Onion Skin, Cosmo, Yamamoto Bank, and Bank. I have my 2 nib holders here, both from River City Pen Co, one with my Kakimori brass nib, one with my Speedball B nib. I have my ink sample vial holder. This is from Fountain Pendulum. And then I have my water, and I'm ready to go. Let's get started. The first ink that I have from Pam is Birmingham Pen Co Tailings Pond. One of the hard things now with my ink sample book, or my pen and ink journal, getting thicker, is that it's going to make writing on this particular side more difficult. But I guess that's just part of the ink sample life, I guess. So let me see how I can do it on this side, because I have tape on this side as well. Ooh, how far can I go? About there. Okay. So this is a Speedball B nib that I purchased on Amazon. I will leave a link to it in the description below. But I'm already loving this brown. Wow. But I wonder what it's going to look like in the actual writing sample, because I like browns that actually look brown in the ink or in the writing sample versus really dark. But look at how different that already looks on the Bank paper versus the other paper, or even on the Onion Skin. The Onion Skin and the Yamamoto Bank and the Bank all look like they're turning green, whereas all the other papers, well, Rhodia looks like it's turning a little green as well, but it's like this greenish brown. Very interesting. So Birmingham, I'm just gonna write Birmingham and then, okay, Pen Co, and this is Tailings Pond. I may not have enough room to write the name here and do, well, maybe I can do a little one like this. Oh yeah, I have room. But just insane how that looks. It's so different already. Like that looks kind of greenish gray, but the rest look brown. Really interesting. So that's Birmingham Pen Co Tailings Pond. The next ink is Birmingham Pen Co Root Cellar. It's another brown, and Pam knows how much I'm liking my browns at the moment, but she also said that there's quite a few blues in here as well. So let's see. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. It's not like I haven't been swatching inks for how long and how many times I've done it this month. So on the Rhodia, oh, I like that. I like the kind of honey, yellowy brown. Oh, I'm always interested how ink companies mix these and how they decide on the specific mixes. Interested enough to know how they do it, but not interested enough to try it myself. And Similar to the last ink swatch video that I did when I put that speedball nib into the water, this highlighter green came out. So Birmingham Pen Co must use a lot of that green highlighter mix in their ink mixes. So this one is Root Cellar. I really like that though. It doesn't look to me too different on all the different papers. But actually, I lied. This one looks more peach on the Regalia paper, and this one's looking a little more orange on the Cosmo, and then these look a little more yellow. Really interesting how different that is. So that is Birmingham Pen Co Root Cellar. And I'm just realizing now, I think I already did this one. I think Grace or Priscilla sent me this ink. Yes, they did, and I really liked it. So now I have two. Woohoo! The next one I have is Birmingham Pen Co Peuse Lagoon. Peuse Lagoon? Yeah, okay. Because when I hear the word Peuse, it reminds me of the movie Santa Claus, not the one with Tim Allen, but the one that took place in New York City. And whoever remembers this movie, please let me know. There was somebody who owned BZ Toys, and they were making like lollipops with this magic dust that made people want to fly, because it was the same magic dust that they used for the reindeer to help make them fly. If you remember this movie, please let me know. I loved this movie as a kid, and oh my gosh, look at this ink and how different it looks on all the papers. It looks blue on the two bank papers with a bit of green. It looks like this dusty gray with a hint of green on the Cosmo Light, then green on the onion skin, and then kind of this purpley gray green on the Regalia, and then green on the Tomoe River paper. Oh my gosh, that is fun. This is one of the reasons why I like doing these on the different papers, because it is just a discovery. Now, I may not write with these papers, like I might not write with anything other than Tomoe River paper on a day-to-day basis, but it's still so fun to see the effects on all the different papers. Crazy. So that is Birmingham Pen Co Peuse Lagoon, and please let me know if the word Peuse reminds you of that Santa Claus movie from like the late 80s, early 90s. The next ink we have here is Birmingham Pen Co Tesla Coil. I'm still thinking about that Santa Claus movie. Dudley Moore was in it, and I'm trying to remember the name of that specific actor, but he was in Third Rock from the Sun, and he played Winston Churchill in The Crown. Okay, anyways. Oh, look at that blue. Look at that blue. Oh, that's a nice deep dark blue, but I can see that one's gonna sheen. I can already tell. But it's going down so nicely on all of those papers, but already you can see on the Rhodia paper, it's gonna sheen. And the thing with sheen, I don't know what it is for me, but it really is just about the way that the light reflects off of it, and it just, I'm very sensitive. I'm very light sensitive, and sheening inks, while pretty, they just reflect the light in a way that gives me a headache. This one is Tesla Coil. Like Tesla with the electricity. Not the electric car. There we go. Yeah, that's a sheener, that one. I think it kind of reminds me of Organic Studio Nitrogen. That one is quite a sheener as well. But you see most of the sheen, there's lots on the Cosmo, even a little bit on the Onion, and definitely on the Regalia and the Rhodia. And I don't know if I put a ton on the Tomoe River paper, but even the writing sample is a lot of sheen. Although saying that, it's not like a, I say not a bright red sheen. It looks almost purple or pink. It's pretty, but I could see myself under the wrong lighting being really affected by that. And it's nothing bad about the ink. It's just, I hate saying that. It's not you, it's me. It's me. So that is Birmingham Pen Co Tesla Coil. The next ink is Birmingham Pen Co Waterfront Dusk, and I already got some of this from Grace, but I'm happy to have another sample of this because it was so pretty when I first swatched it. Like, oh, so pretty. And no, I don't mind re-swatching it because part of this ink journal for me is keeping track of inks that I've acquired, inks from friends. So it's also a timeline of my ink and pen journey throughout the year. Oh, I really like that. It reminds me a little bit of Cellar Shikiori Hara Hara, and I really, really liked that tone of purple. So this is Birmingham Pen Co and Waterfront Dusk. And I mean, speaking of an ink journal, I feel like I might actually run out of pages in this one for this year. For next year, I have purchased a Sterling Ink A5 notebook, and it already has the grids in it. And it has like over 400 pages. So I think it's over 400 pages. It's a lot more pages than this, which I think it's like 520 pages. So I'll be good there. Oh, I really like that. So that's Birmingham Pen Co Waterfront Dusk. The next ink is Birmingham Pen Co Railroad Spike. I'm always interested by these names. Like, you know, when you hear the names of ice cream flavors, for example, you're thinking, who has the job of naming these? Because that is a fun job. Although I wouldn't feel like I'm creative enough to come up with these names. Ooh, what is this? It looks black on here, teal here. Oh, it's like a dark green teal. Wow. Oh my goodness. And it looks so different on the bank paper already compared to the other ones. How interesting. Wow. It like went down green, but then is drying that blue. So what is it? Is it oh, and then I dipped it in the water and a lot of that highlighter green came out again. So interesting. Like, I'm not a scientist when it comes to these inks, not at all. And I'm not, you know, a connoisseur of color, but I enjoy seeing all the different properties played out here on the papers, even in the water. Railroad Spike. It's just so fun. And the thing is, to me, when I look back on these ink journals, I'll also see how my taste in different inks have changed, what I've liked and what I didn't like, what I had more of and what I didn't, things like that. So the ink journal for me doesn't have to be specified as this part is the inks, this part is the pens. It's just a chronological order of what I've used or what I've acquired, it's just the whole pen and ink journey. And I love that. Look at how different that looks. It went down green. It's now a dark blue. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about it because I don't know what color it is. This looks teal on the Tomoe River paper, but blue on the bank paper. And then really a dark teal on the Cosmo and the Regalia, kind of like a lighter base here. And then, yeah, there's a lot of paper, a lot of ink goes down on the Rodeo, so it looks more black, but so interesting. So that is Birmingham Pen Co Railroad Spike. The next ink I have is Birmingham Pen Co Streetcar, and I'm not sure. Ooh, it's like an orangey brown. Orange. It looks orange. Let's see what it actually looks like on the paper. Ooh, looking a little bit like the Pelican Brilliant Brown. And I love what some people commented about the Pelican Brilliant Brown. Like, some people it looks orange and some people it looks brown. And I'm thinking, yeah, actually, my whole brown ink exploration, some people just thought, I don't know how you think any of these are brown. So yeah. Oh, that is a good orangey color. Ooh, and a lot of like that green, that highlighter green came out of it too, dipping it in the water. So interesting. So streetcar. Maybe it's like this color of streetcars in San Francisco. I didn't actually ride one when I was there. I was driven around by my cousin. And the first time I was there last year for the San Francisco Pen Show, I took an Uber. Way too expensive. Ooh. So it's like it's not an in-your-face type of brown. I actually really like that. And I think I would use it. It does remind me a little bit though of like ancient copper. So it may not be something that I need another of, but it's so nice to explore these. So that is Birmingham Pen Co Streetcar. The next ink is one that Pam has given me before, and I love when she stocks me up on Birmingham Pen Co Barley, because I actually use this in a lot of my paintings, and it's such a lovely, lovely yellow without being too bright or punchy. It's more orange than yellow. It actually now reminds me of not autumn oak. Is it autumn oak? Possibly autumn oak. Diamine autumn oak, but I really like it because it's a muted yellow orange. Really great color for fall. But also, when I've had it in a pen, it's actually quite legible. Let's make sure that I'm using up all the squares I need to. But it is quite legible, even for a yellowy orange ink. So if you haven't tried this one is a lovely, lovely color. Thank you, Pam, for again stocking me up on barley. So Birmingham Pen Co Barley. And again, just it's such a lovely color. It goes down a little bit darker, but then dries a bit lighter. Very pretty. I really love the way that that looks on the bank paper. It looks a little more orange on the Cosmo and definitely more orange on the Rhodia. So that is Birmingham Pen Co Barley. So now moving away from the Birmingham Pen Co inks, we have Cellar, Shikiori, Kasusagi. I'm just looking here actually, yeah. How many did, yeah, Kasusagi. So there's two more. After this 12, there's another two that Pam included in this, but I didn't have the room for them, so they'll be in another video. Not like you've had too many ink swatching videos, right? Oh, interesting. It looks like a dark teal. Wow. I don't know how to describe that, but yeah, it looks like a dark teal. Oh, you can see a little bit more of that teal coming out in the Tomoe River paper. But let's see what it looks like in a writing sample. I've never heard of this ink color. So Cellar Shikiori. Ooh. Very wet. Kasusagi. Oh, okay, so I thought it was more of a teal, but it looks more like a dark, dusty blue. That's lovely. Ooh, so in an office setting, this would actually be really good because it looks more black than blue, depending on what you're writing with. Oh, so Cellar, Shikiori, Kasusagi. Next we have Jabon Safir O. Ooh, is that a purple? Is it a blue? Sapphire. I really should look these up beforehand. I like it. It's like a, to me, it looks like a bluey purple. Now, did I miss shimmer at the bottom? No, I did not. That is a lovely purple. Very bright, happy, fun purple. Feels like it's a little on like the cooler side. When I say cooler side, I feel like it leans more towards the blue and the purple. I really like that. I find purple inks so fun because they're, you know, I mean, any ink other than blue, red, black is unexpected, but I do like the purples. Jabon Éclat de Safir. And see, now it looks like a blurple. Bluey purple. That's pretty. That is really pretty. And even actually on the regalia paper along the base here, it looks more blue. But generally throughout all of the paper samples, that looks pretty consistent. So that's Jabon Éclat de Safir. And we have Navalor or Narwhal Explorer Atlantic Blue. I feel like I've tried this. Can't remember. I feel like I got a bottle of this like ages ago. But let's see. Oh yeah, it's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, no matter how hard I try, the distinction between teal and turquoise is gonna always escape me. But this is a teal or turquoise. I can at least say that, but I can't. No, I want to learn, and I want to be better about distinguishing certain things, but sometimes I have to accept my limitations. So Narwhal Explorer Atlantic Blue. This is really pretty. I feel like the name describes what the ocean will look like at the point where we really can't see it. It's so deep, dark down there. That's what the ocean looks like. Look at how it's behaving on the onion paper. Now, it's going to look a little different on this part because there's the onion skin paper is layered here where I didn't have a long enough strip of paper. But then you can also see that here too, because on the Cosmo it's similar. But on the Yamamoto bank paper, it is shading differently than just on the regular bank paper. Really interesting how that's working. So that's Narwhal Explorer Atlantic Blue. Last but not least, we have MD paper Blue Gray. Now, I didn't know MD paper made ink, so I'm always interested to see who else makes ink. Oh, this is the type of blue that I like, the blue gray. Oh, I really like that. Reminds me of Cellar. What was the collaboration? Can't remember the collaboration, but it was the name of the ink was Agave, and that's what that reminds me of. That dark gray blue. I really enjoy that. So MD paper blue gray. Oh, I like it so much. Lovely, lovely. Wow. All right, so that is MD paper blue gray. So there's all the ink swatching done. You know what? I really like the look of the strips. Plus, it takes me way less time to cut strips of paper versus tiny little squares. But oh my gosh, thank you, Pam, for all of these ink samples. There's a couple more that I haven't swatched yet, but I remember I was looking through all of these, and Pam gave me 2 of Barley, and I think there was another one that she gave me 2 of, but I had put them to the side because I'm like, I'll only swatch the ones that I have one of, but I'm just so happy with what she sent. I mean, that tailings pond is a really interesting one, and I love how it looks on all of the different papers. Root Cellar, I loved it when Grace sent it to me, and I'm glad to have another one. I really like Peuse Lagoon because look at how different it looks on all of those papers. And then Birmingham Pen Co Coil, a bit too sheeny for me, and it probably won't do me so well in terms of like my headaches. Birmingham Pen Co Waterfront Dusk, I really liked that from what Grace sent me, so was it Grace? Grace who sent that to me, and I'm excited to have another bottle of that. Railroad Spike is an interesting one, and it's interesting because it looks teal here but then blue here, so I just love that it looks so different on different papers, and it's interesting to learn about the properties of the paper and how they react to the ink. Then we have Birmingham Pen Co Streetcar, reminds me a little bit of Diamine Ancient Copper. And then Birmingham Pen Co Barley, I really like this yellow. It's funny how it looks lighter on the bank and the Yamamoto bank, and then just really, really lovely on the Tomoe River paper. I really like this combination the best. Then we have Cellar Shikiori Kasusagi, which in writing it looks black, but then when you do the swatches, it's a really, really dark teal. Then this Jabon, I added an extra apostrophe here, which I shouldn't have. Jabon Eclat de Saphir went down purple. It looks blue to me now, so I don't know what happened. And then we have Narwhal Explorer Atlantic Blue, a really pretty teal as well, one that I've had in my collection already, but I really do like that, and I do hope to use that sample. And then last but not least, which might be my favorite, it's this MD paper blue gray. I really like this blue tone, and I know I need to branch out and try other blues, but I really like this type of blue gray, one of my favorite tones of blue. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you so much, Pam, for all of these inks. I feel like I have to always make room for inks from Pam, even though it's only been 2 years that I've been to the San Francisco pen show, but making room for inks in my luggage now has to be a thing. Oh, all right. One of the things that I love about these ink swatches and these ink swatch videos is just it shows off the kindness of the people in the fountain pen community. And somebody asked me in the previous video, how do you find people to swatch inks with? A lot of the people that I've met in the fountain pen community have been online through Instagram, through Facebook groups, through Discord, and I'm thankful for social media for the fact that I have met so many people in the fountain pen hobby and been able to exchange inks like this, whether in person at a pen show, or I've sent inks to different parts of the country as well. So there's always that option. All right, and now that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. There will be part 2 of the San Francisco Pen Show ink haul coming up next week. Thanks again so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day.